Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co host, Brian
Come on, everybody.
and Brett.
Did you write my name down?
Survivor 46, episode 7. Um, this was a monumental episode. We have our first jury member. We had our first real blind side of the season, and we had a double tribal council in this episode. So there's usually a lot going on in these episodes, especially leading up to the vote when you have two separate groups. Again, a complaint that I've had in past episodes. I'm not going to really sit here and harp on me saying, but I don't like the randomly generated groups. I would rather the immunity challenges just go down and guess what? The whole tribe just votes for two people. Then, if you want to do a double elimination, right? Like I'm fine for that. So I want to kick it to you, Brett. When we leave this episode now with one jury member and all the kind of changes, what do you think your main takeaways are?
Well, at this point in the new era, I don't even remember them being a merged one tribe anymore. So the format doesn't really bother me that they broke off into two. I like this episode a lot. And where do things go from here is the big question because Q is running the show. However, people know he's running the show, and he took out one of his six. One of the guys that you think would be buddy buddy with Q, one of the three on the journey. He clearly was close with Hunter. Tim was trying to play his own game too much and got cut for it. And also the thing with Venus, like she definitely stands out as like she somehow got Soda blindsided because I thought Tevin was gonna vote Soda out too, but Tevin was working with Soda. I don't know. It was very confusing, and I have no idea what's going on like from here.
And you would think with 90 minutes that maybe we would have seen a little more like when they would flip over, like when was the actual flip? And like I thought a lot happened this episode, but I agree with you, Brad. Like there are certain moments where I'm like, I have no idea like where anybody stands. Like they were just showing clips of people talking, and it's like it was so confusing on where people actually were in like the point getting up to tribal of who they're actually with to vote.
I agree with both of you. There were a lot that happened, but they didn't kind of lay it down properly, edit it properly. I'm glad hearing it from you guys. Not that that happened to you too, but I thought once I saw the vote, I was like, oh, so that was Tevin's plan. And when, especially when she goes to Venus, it's like Soda goes to Venus. It was you, wasn't it? And she's like, yeah. And he goes, no. I'm like, well, I guess, yeah, well, you are technically the first guy that brought it up. But what's frustrating about this was like, they just showed every single conversation where they just brought up every single scenario. So I'm like, yeah, technically you all could do any of those 9 scenarios. And I know I'm being a little glib. There was like 3 or 4 thrown out there, but it's too damn many. Like Brett took really good notes for us this episode. You shouldn't have to do this. Shouldn't have to do that. That's like a ex-girlfriend texting you, like, because she's mad at you. Like I need somebody. I need like a fan to re-edit that episode for us. Like,
I usually don't do play-by-play notes, but you said you couldn't do them, so I'm like, shit, maybe I should just like try to do a
yeah,
play-by-play.
my bad. What a horrible episode to make you have to do that for.
And it was like it was all over the place. I'm like, geez, like I don't even remember
Uh,
Brett's got
half
bloody
of it.
fingers.
yeah, he does. He's a war veteran now.
But yeah, I mean, the Tim stuff. I mean, I feel like he just like I don't know.
He talked himself into getting eliminated.
Yeah,
I think if he had just rolled with whatever Q had
yeah. I think
suggested
he was
and didn't
fine.
wasn't like dodgy, he wouldn't have like
Yeah,
kind of alerted Q. Q was kind of like on high alert this episode. It seemed like he was very much buzzing around and actively leading. And like you guys said, it doesn't seem like anybody, at least at this point, hasn't done anything about it.
I think Hunter, Tiffany, and Kenzie, all the people that were on that tribe today and all that were on the tribe last week with each other, they're all doing the right thing, letting Q be in front and lead and take charge because at some point somebody's going to come for Q, whether it be them or someone else on the opposition. And that's where Tim messed up is he was like, no, I'm going to go against Q and
And stay
let
Sega
him sort
strong,
of
basically.
let him sort of know it. Yeah, like let him know I want to stay secret. He was in a tough spot because he basically did have to take out Ben or take out who was the other person?
they were thinking about Hunter, weren't they?
Yeah, so it was kind of a tough spot for
Yeah,
Tim.
Hunter.
He wanted Sega, but he wanted to play both sides, and he got stuck in a tough spot with the tribe split thing they were doing.
And you bring up Hunter as a good point, Brian, because Hunter did the exact opposite. He just like pledged his loyalty right away. He's like, I will kill whoever you guys want me to kill. I am on your side. I want it to be the four of us. He's like putting his arm out around them and like,
Yeah,
whatever. I like that better approach better than being like, I'll think about it. I'm not sure. It's like, well, you're out. Bye. Like, no, I want the dude that just said like, yes, sir, and bent the knee. Right. Like, so smart move for that dude. He got himself absorbed into some numbers and may be safe for a little bit.
Watching this as a viewer, I would think that like going back to that 6-person alliance, not having Maria be your number one and having Ben be your number one would have been a better situation because then Q would have wanted to take out Kinsey, but like that's just like you don't know that going into the game and where you're at.
Right.
What did you guys think of the blind side with Soda? I mean, I didn't think she was going to win just based upon like a lot of things they were even saying. She is likable, pretty good social player as she had shown, but the opportunity to get her with her being vulnerable, I thought it was a good move. I was again confused though, because where, like you guys said, where did the changeover happen where she was voted out, but Tevin wasn't a part of it? Like, I guess we're going to find out probably, which is frustrating. We're going to find out in the first 5 minutes next week when they're going to reveal like what Venus said, and they'll probably show the convo. I just wish they would have just, I don't need that like beginning of episode revealing from the week before. I want to see it in the episode. I feel like they didn't used to edit like this.
They did not. They definitely did not edit like that.
Well, so Liz was on the Venus Siga side, and we saw Liz only speak with Tevin. So it was weird that Tevin got left out of the vote, but like we do see Venus tell Charlie, hey, you voted for me. I don't give a shit anymore. Like, let's work together. I don't like the orange people. Let's get them out.
I don't like the orange people.
And then
Screw
that's probably
Nami.
the pivotal moment where Charlie obviously has Maria, even though we did see Maria say like, oh, Venus, she's like a little brat, which I did not expect at all. I thought they were going to like vibe when
Big
they
age
merged,
difference.
yeah.
To be fair, I always forget Venus is only 20. It is a lot. Like I would probably feel the same way too if I was playing this game. It's like you were literally 20, and the 20-year-old now is different than like the 20-year-old in early Survivor too. 20-year-olds now are not. They're
like children.
They have no social interaction.
What were we gonna say, Brett?
Well, I was saying I don't know if Venus is that young. I think she's like 23
She's
or 20.
20.
Really?
You said you said I'm not going to listen to some 20-year-old. Literally,
I think she actually is 20.
I'll look it up as we're talking here.
Check that because she has like a job.
In like Survivor, 46, 24.
Oh, all right. Well, fuck me.
And why would she say 20? That was like kind of dickish of her. But either way, 24 versus Maria said that, right?
Yeah.
Maria is
yeah, that's the thing.
Maria's 48, so she is double her age. So
that's the thing about this new like Survivor. Like shit just changes in an instant. So they could be working together next week if shit goes down. Like I'm hoping. I just want them to vote as one.
Yes, tribe. Please do that going forward. God. Please, Jeff. Please, no more random splits.
I thought the episode was all right. I'm sick of watching these tribes be split up all the time for dumb reasons. And
it's not a merge. It's not a merge.
Yeah, it's just annoying to me. It really is.
Are they going to do the hourglass again?
I hope not. I don't think so.
Right? They got rid of that, right?
I was at like last week's episode if they were going to do it.
Yeah. That was They realized how dumb that was.
I think we'll get the auction back, hopefully.
I heard we don't.
That would be relatively soon, I would think.
I heard we're not getting it. So
I swear to God, Jeff. There's just like so many things you can do. Like
we had an old school challenge. They were standing on those triangle things. So that was
I like the challenge.
I don't mind the challenge. I really don't mind the challenge at all. I just wish it wasn't team based. And these dumbasses that don't know how to play the game where it's like Atlanta, and then you go Atlanta, Baltimore, Cincinnati. Like, well, how are we not picking that up?
Or so the way there was two people left, it was Tevin and Maria on the one side. So Kinsey got safety on the other. What if the last two people are both safe and they just pick their own tribe at that point and there's no pre-random split before the game even starts? So you're essentially choosing who you want to be safe by, or not be safe, but you're choosing. There's more agency in the game than just random. And then third place doesn't get rewarded with immunity either.
I don't know what you're just talking about right there.
It's yeah, I see. It's basically a respin on what they're doing. Like they're doing the two pre-merge whatever things that you're saying you don't like. But I'm saying, what if Kenzie got third place but won immunity because she was on the orange team or whatever she was on? What if the last two people of this little split game are the captains, both immune, and then they draft their team, and then from their team they vote someone off? So like a slight twist on what they're doing.
I mean, they could do that. They could have the top two people are safe, and then you have to write down two names at tribal, like something different that like everyone's voting, and it's like a bigger pool of people involved. But I mean, again, it's just nothing is going to change the way it is.
Shout out to Jelinski. He's on Jeff's mind still. Jeff Jelinski thought Jelinski forever. Yeah. So like I said, I'm hoping that we get back to just one tribe, one vote. Everyone votes for everyone. Let's get back to normal Survivor, for God's sakes. Yeah. We're covering other CBS reality shows, The Amazing Race. We're covering a ton of Bravo shows, competition shows. We did the Challenge All Stars season 4, first 2 episodes. Netflix shows coming back like The Circle in about, I think it's on Sunday. So we'll be there. Well, I'll be there. Whoever the hell will be there. We'll be there in some form. But for myself, Brian, Brett, everyone at the reality guys, thank you so much for watching. Peace.